So we're headed in for our first interview, radio interview with Hot 1019 here in Billings on the Big J Show to go talk about our upcoming season, quarter 3, quarter 4 on local TV, and then headed for the Pursuit Channel in 2013.
9:43 right now, the fighter, oh my gosh. In the studio, we got the man here, Cody Jackson. Cody Jackson, that's a man's name.
Yeah, my Native American friends call me Two Towns.
Two Towns, I like
Cody,
it.
Wyoming, Jackson, Wyoming.
I like it. So you are like the consummate outdoorsy type kind of dude.
I am. I'm the host of Closinthegap TV. Yep.
So yeah, if you host a show about closing the gap, you got to know about how to close the gap.
Exactly.
So tell people a little bit about what is Closing the Gap.
Closing the Gap is a show that just started with myself and a few friends, basically. I started about 2 years ago with my own clothing line, picking up a few sponsors in the outdoor industry. I've been hunting for over 20 years, and just kind of put my passion to work. And now I have a show that's going to be on the Pursuit Channel, 2013. So.
Oh, right on. A Pursuit.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, Closing the Gap, I was thinking this was a MTV show for girls that were too sexually active.
No,
so this is not like you're not out there trying to teach women how to be less promiscuous. You're hunting.
I'm hunting. Yeah.
So,
closing the gap on the distance on the animals. Yeah.
Okay, I see. I like that. So yeah, the closer the gap, obviously, the better there. What is each episode like a different hunt? I mean,
each episode is a different hunt, different season, different animals that we go after, depending on the rut and the time of seasons when the animals are being promiscuous. Is the time when you hunt them where you're able to get in a little bit closer.
So like right now, bald eagle season probably.
No, turkey.
Turkey.
Thunder chickens right now.
Okay, thunder chicken. So you're gonna go. I mean, when are you heading out for some turkey?
Actually, we went last night. We actually filled a tag last night with a chicken. I mean, thunder chicken with a turkey on the ground last night.
Right
actually,
on.
yeah.
You just go up up by the college on Rimrock there.
Yeah, I wish. I wish the police station would actually allow us to shoot in the city limits, but they won't.
Like close down a block and just be like, hey, this is a TV shoot.
You can't even discharge a BB gun in the city limits.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, been there, done that.
Tell that to the kids that shot out all those windows. They clearly didn't know that rule.
Yeah.
What's your favorite animal? I mean, like, what's the biggest? Like, what's something you've shot and just been like, awesome? And like, let's talk about some of the animals you've illegally killed. Since we're videotaping this and it's on live on the radio. Talk about all your poaching.
Yeah, I don't do that. I've turned in poachers. One of the best animals to go after is elk. Elk is phenomenal. It's amazing.
They're huge.
They're huge. Yeah, got a lot of bone mass on their head. And they're just magnificent animals to go after. Try to get in, close the gap on them. Try to get close. Especially a lot of it is archery hunting. So you got to be within a distance. I mean, I can shoot, successfully like 80 yards. I'm good with that. But if you can get in to be like 10 yards. 20 yards, I mean, that's where it's really at.
Can we hope that as the, I get into a lot of TV shows, they get more and more dramatic and things heighten from season to season. Can we hope that at some point that gap gets closed to the point where you're just stabbing an elk in the face?
You know what? I've actually had like deer and like bucks and things like that. I mean, from me to you and how close we are in the studio, where they've actually stuck their head, 6 inches from my face.
Stab them!
I've tried.
Okay, good. As long as you're trying. I mean, it's like, because to me, that is, the gap is closed. Like, that's the season finale. It's like, in the season finale, I'm going to stab a grizzly bear in the face.
Well, see, and that's the coolest thing about with Closing the Gap and everything like that, is that sometimes I'm not always successful when I'm out in the field, and with the camera guys with me and everything like that, sometimes you just got to be in the right position for the shot. But sometimes just getting in and getting close enough, I mean, it's just amazing when you're, 10 feet from an animal. But I've had them so close where I can't even draw my bow back because it's just going to spook them. Yeah. But that in itself is just amazing, just being able to get that close to them.
I would just mount them and ride them off. Yeah. Have you hunted, what about buffalo? Bison?
Buffalo, yes.
You hunt that? What about bear? I mean,
bear, actually, we're going bear hunting tomorrow, actually, spring bear.
Spring bear. What, is it black, grizzly,
whatever?
Black,
yeah. Grizzly's not a legal season here in Montana, but...
Ever? Like, you can never hunt a grizzly bear here?
Not, well, I'm hoping, I'll just say it eventually, they will open that because the grizzly population is actually growing.
Okay.
And, I mean, there's lots of areas you can't even get into, really, and be safe. There's areas I won't even hunt now during archery season because it's the time when you're using calls and everything like that. Yeah. And you have bears around, grizzly bears, and it's just a dangerous situation.
What if would it be, I mean, with editing and stuff, you could probably kill a grizzly. I mean, because you just need to kill that grizzly bear and then, in post and stuff, edit like a big tussle and stuff and say, like, as we were shooting at this black bear we had permission for, this grizzly came out of nowhere and we defended ourselves. And I had to, like...
I've actually had black bear from me to you.
That's crazy.
It's really crazy. I last year, 2 years ago with the camera guy, we were walking in, and I actually had 2 black sows charge me. Like, it was like right before you could actually even legally see and legally hunt. And they came, and I mean, it was freaky. It was really freaky.
So what do you do? Just like pull out your Bowie knife and...
You know, I had my bow with me. I didn't have a gun with me, you know, and...
That's a bad idea.
Good thing I had a Red Ox bag with me to swing,
yes.
you know.
Thank you to Red Ox, by the way. The finest hunting bags to close the gap.
You know, but it was freaky, you know.
Do you have any calls or anything? Can you do
I
any
did.
cool
I did bring some calls with me. What do you want to hear?
What do you got? I mean, I'd love to hear like a rhinoceros, but I'm assuming you probably don't have that. So what are my options?
You know, I actually brought some calls to see if you guys wanted to try to blow on some and make them sound good.
Oh, Andy, all morning.
You know, I know you guys have been like talking like about your whole episode. You guys have been talking about all day today and your breakup and
very
everything.
sexual.
And all the calls that we brought are basically calls for the attraction of the other mate. Really, I mean that's really what it is.
So we can like I can find out how to like what sort of an animal, like give me some choices of animals that I could date and I will choose one.
You could date?
Yeah, well, these are mating calls.
Oh.
Andy, you don't call somebody over to this. You're not going to have dinner with another deer. You're not calling the doe over to sit and munch grass with her. You're trying to mount her.
Well,
sorry.
I brought in. I figured you like this call. This is a Primos call.
That's a bull moose call.
No, this is a cow elk. This is what's going to attract an elk.
You know what's funny is I cut some commercials for an archery store here in town.
Superior.
Superior. Yeah, I didn't know if you could. I didn't know if they were a conflicting sponsor or something. But Superior Archery at the Sign of the White Buffalo. I cut their spots and I used those calls. And one time I used they just give me that. It's like I don't know anything about calls, and they send an email back. They're like, that sound is clearly a bull and not a sow or something. Like, you really think I know the difference between these calls? I'm just pushing a button on a damn little thing.
Well, you know what this one's called? This one's called the Hoochie Mama.
I like it.
That's the great call right there.
You should sue them, Andy, for stealing the rights to your name.
Oh, I'm gonna take you outside right now. Yeah,
no,
don't drum that one. That wasn't a good one.
He's making the calls, and she's already ready to take me outside.
and this one's great. I mean, this is telling a bull that you are right and ready. You're horny. Can I say that on the air?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That she's the one that's
and what
ready.
do you do? Can I hold it for a second?
Yeah, you can hold it.
Do they do like a kind of a one-off, or do they ever do like a? Like, is there ever you ever gonna hear that?
No, you don't ever hear that.
Have you ever been hunting or in the wild or watched TV?
It's like a bird.
I think this is more your speed.
Yeah.
Here, Big J.
That one sounds like
this is what happens when there's a buck, like a whitetail buck, and he's going after a doe, and you hear the doe, and that's just like a doe. But then all of a sudden you get the,
that's
you know, and then when you really make them mad, it's just.
They just blow you?
They just blow, yeah, and they'll just blow right on you, you know.
Weird. But so the what's the farty one? That's just kind of like when they're
that's when just a buck grunt, yeah, basically.
That's what they sound like.
A buck grunt.
Try to catch them, off guard or something like that. And usually when they're wanting to challenge each other, and because I mean during the rut you got the big guys with the big horns and the big brute and the big brawn, that it's gonna chase along the little ones, basically kind of like. Society.
Exactly, yeah.
and that's really what it is. And when you're out there in the mountains and stuff like that, and you're just trying to get in close, and that's where the name Closing the Gap came from, is just trying to get close enough to hear them, be with them, and actually watch them when they're actually doing their rituals. And
somebody said my cat was going crazy to that high-pitched cow call. That's awesome.
Turn the cat on.
Somebody said ask him who his pro staff is. And they're testing all sorts of questions I don't understand.
Well, I do have a pro staff team. I have a waterfowl pro staff team. Like when I'm going like goose hunting, duck hunting, things like that. My senior pro staff's name is Matt Hollenbeck, and he's also a cameraman who has filmed for all kinds of shows on cable network and things like the Outdoor Channel. I also have like Nick Bowers, Shane Warner, a couple of my pro staff for waterfowl.
Steven Spielberg.
No, I wish, but no, he's anti-hunting, all that kind of stuff. But and then I got Nathan Kuzo that is out for predators, and things like that for my predator team. So I mean, we're hunting anytime there's a season, we're out trying to hunt and put them on the ground.
Just in Montana too, or do you venture out?
We venture out too. This last year we did a big cancer awareness hunt where my wife shot a big buffalo in North Dakota, and then we went on down to South Dakota for pheasant for the cancer awareness hunt. We've been invited to Canada this year for fall bear, black bear, and fishing. Idaho for spring bear. We're going to be heading to Oregon for a sturgeon fishing trip. So we go different places where we can go.
Is there a chance? Are you ever going to do anything crazy? Kind of I would love to see you in an elk hide, wearing like an elk kind of mask with the horns, and try to take an elk on head to head. Like you can have a knife. I mean, you can have the
You know,
advantage of a
actually, I
knife
just
to
picked up
pull.
a new sponsor, actually called Be the Decoy, and they actually make headgear that actually looks like, so you can
That's what
actually
I'm
get
saying.
animal.
Wear it when they're hunting?
Yeah, you actually wear it only during archery season. You don't want to wear it during rifle season with a lot of
Right.
idiots out there that will like
Yeah.
shoot you,
That's
you know,
true.
kind of a deal like
You'd
that.
rather be shot with an arrow.
But yeah, so you got elk, you know, you got a big old elk head, so yeah, you can actually try to get close. And
So I mean, I'd love to see you like slowly meander out into a herd of elk, and then slowly, you know, try to grunt at one with your call, and he gets mad and squares off with you, and then when he comes, you just stab, you close
I
that
mean,
gap.
that's
and
the
you're boom.
ideal. I mean, that's the idea is actually to get in and actually be able to get, you know, close enough like that, so you can do that.
But
And
you're
I've been in the middle of, I mean, deer with our hips all over, and I've been close to elk too when you're trying just to get in and get through the herd. So
Excellent. All right. Somebody texted in that this is the best show ever, and they're loving the calls. Any more calls? People seem to like the calls. What's that wood thing there?
oh well, this
Anyone call with your cell
this
phone?
is a coyote. No, this
Oh.
is for coyote when you're out like predator hunting and things like that. So you got that call going, and then if you this is what happens when a rabbit is like injured and you're trying to attract like a predator, like a bear.
Oh,
Or,
that's what happens when you leave your baby in a dumpster.
that happens too. Yeah. And then like and then this is like a rodent, like a mouse or something like that.
That
you
sounds
know-
like Andy when she
Why-
gets mad.
Why would you try to get a rodent?
Well, you know, this is attracting like a dog, basically like a coyote or a
'Cause he
fox or a
thinks there's a
botcat.
rodent.
Because he thinks there's a rodent that's hurt or something like that. Or even they'll go after like this is like
That's a rodent mating call. They're trying to attract other rodents. We're gonna get those guys.
you know, and this is what happens when a deer fawn is like all by itself and it's lost, it's
Wow.
scared, you know, things like this.
I'll explain it to Andy in terms she understands. Like we were talking about your fat friend earlier. It's like that's kind of like you're calling the mouse out to try to get the fox out of there. It's like your fat friend brings all of you along, so they're like, oh, hot girls. Then you're drawn in, and then the fat friend gets the chance to pounce. Like, so you're using
Terrible
you're using
example.
the mice like your fat friend is using you and your hot friends
Oh,
to call them in,
oh.
and then they close the gap, and then your fat friend, if somebody's drunk enough, gets laid.
Perfect.
It's the way it works.
I gotcha.
That works.
How did that
And this
show
is-
up?
One more call. This one.
I
looks
think this is
wooded.
this is a wood call,
wood
box
call.
call, and it's just for turkeys.
Oh, that's cool. That looks like somebody had to make that with their hand, like they had to whittle that in Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
But it probably came from a
Yeah.
sweatshop. So you just kind of have to
No.
get the hang of.
Yeah, just how to get the hang of it. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, for some
You know,
reason,
they-
I want to make all the animals really excited. Like,
And you know, actually, when a turkey actually does get excited, it starts putting, kind of like that.
You're a little angry over there.
Yeah, they're not
Careful.
angry birds, Jay.
Yeah.
There you go.
I
there
made
you
it,
go.
I made it more
Yeah,
sweet.
you will get
More
this
sweet.
bird.
Do you ever just get into like kind of feel like you're in like a courtship with them, where you start like?
I
making
mean, yeah,
calls to
that's
them,
that's
they
the
come back
enticing
and,
right
like,
there.
And all of a sudden you're kind of turned on, and then you realize, oh, it's an elk.
Well, yeah, I mean, no.
Like
no.
you've never gotten to the point where you like really bond with the animal and you feel like, oh my gosh, like we're really connecting here, and then you're like, oh, I have to shoot it in the face.
No,
Okay.
no, that doesn't happen. But I did bring along a gift box today
Yes.
for a listener or somebody who texted in, and I got a whole bunch of my sponsor stuff in there. I mean, anything from an energy shot from Visalis. I'm sponsored by Visalis, and it's like the 5-hour energy, but it's called the Go. It's all natural. You need to have one of those, Jay.
Yeah, all of them.
I mean, that'd be great. I mean, they're awesome.
Great fusion, instant energy. Yeah, this is a huge box for people to make. What do you want people to do? Text in? Will you like figure this out how to run this? Text
Yeah,
in.
just text in Closing the Gap, and we'll
Okay.
draw a random winner. We'll get that to you.
There's tons of stuff in here. There's like that deer call that we were using. There's what appears to
This
be
is a
dead-
turkey decoy.
a dead
And
vulture.
so it's a hen that looks like she's all ready to go. And then
Nice.
Sanford Innovations. They're my broadhead sponsors, and there's 2 packs of broadheads in here. I mean, the box is a retail box of like $200. I got this is scent spray. I mean, you can actually use this in the studio for like if McLovin, if he like passes gas.
Yeah.
You can just spray it and it'll just eliminate, you know, the scent. And so this
Oh,
is a
so
scent
it, like,
spray
covers up your
eliminate.
scent when
Covers
you're out
up
there.
your scent when you're
That's
out in the
good
field.
for guys that are cheating and stuff. They should grab a box of that. Like just before you go home, it's like you don't want
So
to smell like.
hunters and cheaters,
Yeah.
text Closing the Gap right now.
And you know, I would, you know, if there's an archery hunter out there that wants to text in, you know, and give us a good idea or even like their best story or something like that, because these are broadheads, and you know, you don't want to give them to like a 10-year-old or whatever.
Yeah,
like they're very
exactly.
sharp, and
What are those for? Oh.
these are for archery, yeah, for arrows, and these are from Sanford. These are the
Yes, where
bloodshot broadhead.
Australia was earlier this morning.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I
that's
know where
right.
Australia is.
And so I heard that.
Oh,
Yeah,
thanks. I'm
yeah.
glad.
You know, you can, yeah.
I really, honestly, never would have been caught if I knew there was scent control stuff like this. I had no idea.
Caught doing what?
I'm coming home smelling like other perfume.
Oh.
How many times have we told you this? He has a crossover. Like we had to do the math,
I'm gonna
Andy.
ask you. I understand the taking away of this scent. Does this take glitter off of your face?
No. It's like the Febreze for hunters, basically,
Okay.
is what it is.
So it's Febreze, but you still have to make sure to wipe the lip gloss and stuff off your face.
Yeah,
You
you
have to
gotta
wash.
get. I mean, that's where the camel paint comes in handy. You know, you can just act like you were out.
That's
in,
gonna be my thing
You were
every
out in the
day,
bush,
it's like,
like, you know, covered up and all.
Where were you, honey? Like, I just got back from hunting.
Yeah.
You were gone for 10 minutes and you
Yeah.
smell like perfume. Oh crap, I forgot my scent be gone. Yes, closing. Now you got text Closing the Gap and also confirm that you're like a bow hunter. Tell us what kind of bow you use, because we don't want to give you these tips if they're not gonna. Are they
And
called
it's
tips?
close in the gap, so there's no G on the end of closing, so it's just close in
Because
the
we're
gap.
from Montana.
Yeah, and closinthegaptv.com is my
Close.
website too as well.
Why don't you tell them when they can watch the show as well?
Yeah. why
My show's on
why-
ABC Thursday mornings at 6 a.m. So it was on yesterday, and then it's also on Saturday mornings at 11:30 a.m. on the ABC channel here in town. Then it's on Fox at 2:30 p.m. on Sunday afternoons.
There you go. Check it out. Closing the Gap. Closinthegap.com.
Closinthegaptv.com.
TV.com. So
And I'm on
11 TV.
Facebook too as well.
Excellent. Check him out there. Cody Jackson, my man. Thanks for coming up, and we'll pick a winner here very shortly. But sounds like a dang good show, man. And I want to, maybe sometime we'll have to go hunt
Yeah.
and shoot something. I just really want to stab something in the face, but
Well, now that you're
Maybe.
single, you can hunt whitetails year round.
that's true. That's true. I can hunt any color tail I want all year round. I'm an equal opportunity hunter, my friend. I'm a sportsman. I'm a sportsman that's a rainbow sportsman. Well, thanks so much for. I guess not. That's a bad symbol.
That was
I'm
a
not.
bad way to go.
Cancel the rainbow line, and I'm just all right. Right, it's Cody Jackson. Check out the show, Closing the Gap TV, Closinthegaptv.com, or look for it on Facebook, and we'll give away this nice box. Thank you to all your sponsors for throwing in all the freebies for us, and keep up the good work on the show, and let's set that goal to stab an animal in the face.
Sounds good.
One of these seasons. See you,
Thanks a
Cody.
lot.
Bieber next for McLovin on Hot.
His new music video.